The following program contains material that is not suitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Live from the Community Media Center Marin, it's marINSANITY.
Hello, kids. Oh, dear. I can call you kids. Most of you are younger than me, right? Except for one or two. Very nice, very nice. See a couple of old folks in the audience. Yeah, because that makes me feel at home, you know. You make me feel like spring has sprung, all that shit, you know. Welcome to marINSANITY, guys and gals. I'm Griff. I produce the show and bring, get all the lovely comics you're going to see tonight. marINSANITY. Well, there's lots of insanity here tonight, I can see. It's wonderful. I just passed this restaurant up the street. Have you seen that? Il David? Yeah. You seen that? Il Davide. Yeah. I was thinking of going in there, but then I thought, I'm not going in there if he's ill. Don't want to get sick, do you? Eh? Anyone been on that dumb train? Smart train, dumb train? I call it the dumb train. $100 million to go up and down to San Rafael. What is it, Santa Rosa? Did they go to Windsor yet? No. Because I was looking forward to not going to Windsor. But you could take a ride up to Santa Rosa, cost you $15, yeah, and then, spend a couple of hours walking around Railroad Square, and then get back on the train, come back here. Or you can just stay here and be bored even less for free. Eh? Now look, I know it's very nice of you, Dana. You're a lovely lady and everything, but don't talk to the comics, okay? Because they've got all their shit. Yeah, no, see, don't do that. Shh. Okay. You man, well, just relax and enjoy yourself. It's going to be fantastic. Now I'm going to introduce your MC for the evening. Lovely lady. She's so funny. She's been here before. Some of you will recognise her because you love her. Like I do. We all do. Give it up. A wonderful welcome for Kayla Keller.
Hello again, everybody. How are you tonight? Oh, wait, no, you can't talk to me. Shh, remember what was the... You don't exist. It's just in my mind. You guys, I'm really wondering. I came down here. I drove from Santa Rosa. I got here. The GPS said, you've made it. And I looked to my left, and it was a mattress warehouse. And I was like, I don't know where I am. I don't understand this town at all. I grew up in Sausalito, so when they said come down to Marin, I was like, I think I know where that is. I can probably find my way back down from Santa Rosa. It's a little hard for me, though, because I had a baby 3 months ago. I know. No, you don't have to applaud that. It's so easy. It's so simple, getting pregnant. The uterus is like a Ron Popeil rotisserie oven. You just set it and forget it. And 9 months later, a baby comes out. It's so easy. And this is my fourth one. Oh no, yeah, oh no she's like, I was told not to speak, but I must voice this. I'm very concerned for this woman right now. It's true, I'm not quite 30 yet, and so when I tell people I have 4 kids, they get very scared for me every time. If I said I was gonna go snort coke off a stripper later, most people are like, yeah, it's Monday, just go. Just do that. But if I say I have 4 kids, they're like, why? Stop. When I told my family I was pregnant for the first time, my aunts were all like, oh, everyone makes mistakes, don't worry, it's okay. You're going to be fine. And then the second one, they were like, we feel like you might be doing this on purpose. It's a little much. And the third one, they're like, Utah is wide open. You can just go. There's a whole state for people like you that just hate condoms and money. Just head on down. The fourth one, they're like, don't answer her calls. She clearly doesn't care about herself. We shouldn't either. But it's beautiful. I love my kids. This is the thing. I had 4 of them in 4 years. Back to back. No, it's the same reason convicts recommit, all right? I could not, yeah, it is. I couldn't handle the freedom, okay? I couldn't handle life on the outside. I couldn't handle it. I didn't know. Every time I'd give birth, I'd be like, quick, put another one back in there. I don't ever want to get back in shape. I don't give a fuck. I don't care, I just don't care. Because this is the thing, I don't have any fitness plans. This is an okay body for a mother of 4, and I'm fine with that. I don't want to go on Facebook and see any inspirational stuff that's like, you earned every one of your stretch marks. You're like a wild tiger in the jungle. I'm like, no, maybe at the Oakland Zoo, okay? Just like an animal in a cage, and people are like, what's wrong with the tiger? And they're like, she's so fierce, don't make eye contact. She comes alive at feeding time. She's gonna be fine, Because this is the thing, when you have 4 kids, I don't know, have you guys ever left a candy bar on your dashboard in the hot sun for too long? and you forget about it and you find it later and you go to unwrap it and you're like, what happened to this candy bar? That's a lot like your body after you have 4 kids. You just leave the wrapper on, okay? You just leave the wrapper on. You cut a hole in your pants. That's what you do. You just cut a hole and you keep the dream alive, you know? There's nothing else to do. And people are always like, wow, you had 4 kids. Like, you must have a lot of hope for the future. And I'm like, no, I just don't want to be alone in the bunker. Playing Scrabble by myself, you know? I just have to keep having people to triple word score. I win every time. They're so tiny and dumb. It's fine. So easy, you know? Like, I don't want to. And this is the thing. Like, in rare moments of, like, real body negativity, I'll think about it. I'll think about it, ladies. You know what I mean? I'll think about that tit job. I've thought about it. 4 a.m., you're feeling low. You start Googling, how can I get new tits on this body? And here's the thing. I found out you have to re-up those things every 10 years. Did you know that? It's a titty pyramid scheme. It's complete nonsense. And I don't know if there's going to be a doctor in 10 years that can do that in the apocalypse, you know? Like, I don't want to be wandering around trying to hunt and gather for my family with one messed up titty just slipping towards my navel. I can't handle that. It's not good. Tina Turner did not run the Thunderdome like that. It didn't happen. This is the thing. Like, I have one son. I have 3 daughters and I have one son. And, like, it's weird to have a son because, like, you know, I'm on the fence about men. I'm like, are they good? Are they bad? I have this boy. I make him with my body. He's born. He's so beautiful. And I realized, lady, in that moment, we got to cut men some slack. Seriously, we do, because they are born so terrible. Like, nothing happens to them at all. He loves his tiny baby penis so much, okay? He checks for it every time his diaper comes off, like it might have gotten blown off in Nam, okay? He doesn't even know what it's for. And we live in Santa Rosa, so, like, we have chickens and kale, and it's lit up there, okay? It's crazy. And he was out in the yard, and the chickens were out in the yard, and it was out in the yard, okay? And it's very appetizing to poultry. You can't just leave it out like that. It's just there. And yeah, I know. And I was like, buddy, you got to put that thing away. And he was not paying attention. And I was like, listen, a chicken is going to peck your dick off, all right? That's what happened to your sister. And yeah, it's a paperwork nightmare. It's terrible. It's very difficult, okay? It's very rough. Like, I don't know. I think it's important to mess your kids up because they're going to get messed up at some point. You might as well know when you do it. Because then you can use it later. You know, you can just be like, chicken dick 2019. Don't mess with me, all right? And, like, most recently, like I said, I was pregnant. I was very pregnant. I was 9 months pregnant. I was in the shower. I was minding my own business. And my son comes around the corner, and he just jumps into the shower with me. And I was like, well, here we are. I guess Mom's Naked 2019 is the new one we're going with. So he's there, and I'm shaving. And he's like, Mom, what are you doing? And I was very pregnant. And I was trying to explain the shaving to him. I was trying to keep it feminist. I didn't want to be like, I don't know, some older dude than you told me to do this one time. And I just kept doing it. So I was like, well, Mom doesn't like the hair on her leg. This is for me. He's like, oh, I get it. You don't like the hair on your leg, Mom. Then you might want to take care of this whole situation right here. It's like, you're the patriarchy. You're just low-key oppressing mommy at all times. It's not fair. But, like, you know, honestly, it was valid because I was so pregnant. I hadn't seen what was going on down there in so long. There could have been a chess club meeting every Tuesday and Thursday. Just moving pieces up and down my labia, and I'd be like, I guess they're there. I guess they're back. You know, I have no idea. Like, it's rough. But I'm just thinking about it now. I'm thinking about him in therapy, just trying to explain this to some woman and be like, listen, my mom was a real mess. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know that we're all here right now. I'm not 100% sure that we're even in this building because, like, walking up here, I was like, it's totally possible I died on the way here. Like, this could definitely be like a Harry Potter platform 9 3/4 situation. You know, like, only people in the know are here. Like, I don't know. I'm going to get a little weird with you guys for just a second. Do you guys ever meet somebody and you talk to them for a few minutes and you're like, there's no way you exist at all? Like, whatever you're doing, there's no way you do for 24 hours a day. You know, just someone where you're like, you might go home and, like, microwave a lean cuisine or knit a noose, but, like, either way, your cat's eating tonight, and I'm not sure which one you are. Marin's like, we all love cats, all right, lady? Calm down. Yes, I like that. I should have known that this is probably sponsored by everyone's cats. I wasn't aware. All right, well, let's get back to something relatable. You guys like sex toys, Marin? We'll get back on track. I get it, okay? I get that we're all very horny here tonight, Marin. I understand the demographic. One lady's shaking her head. She's like, no one's ever been horny in Marin. And I believe you wholeheartedly. Okay, so I was in the city recently, and I'm not a big sex toy aficionado, but they were auctioning them off, and they pulled out a bag of sex toys, and they brought out the first one, and it was just a bag of plaster. And I was like, oh, that's kinky. What is that for? And they were like, oh, this is a great one. You take it home, and you put it on your partner's vagina, and you make a mold of it. And then you mail the mold away. And I was like, where are we sending the molds? Is there just a sad kid in China? just getting a bag of pussies. And he's like, well, another day, another dollar. Like, where are these things going? And they're like, well, they take those and then they make a silicone vagina and they mail it back to you and you put it on a fleshlight for your partner. Yeah, who is that for? No one's that happily married, okay? Like, if you know a vagina well enough to mold it, you don't need a second one of it. That's how that works. I just imagine some really excited wife just handing her husband a present and he's just like, what is it? And she's like, you'll never guess. And he's like, oh, it's your pussy. Great. I don't use the one I already have. I'm just going to take it to work and put pens in it. I don't know. Just put it on my desk like a macaroni necklace, like a picture of our kid I hate, and just a pussy full of pens. It's okay. I like the ooze. Like, you can dislike your kids. Like, I love my kids to death, but there's definite moments where I'm like, I'm gonna sell you on Craigslist if you guys don't shape up. I feel like a lot of people here are very well dressed. I am not normally presentable at all. I get most of my clothes from like a Craigslist curb alert. Like if somebody shucked it off their body on a rough night and just left it for the raccoons, I will probably put it on my body. And I'm not gonna wash it first. No, I'm not gonna do that. I do not have enough time in the day. I have the same amount of time in the day as Beyonce, and I feel like she also smells terrible. Like important women smell like shit is my theory. I'm sticking to it. Like I ordered all this stuff. You guys ever do like the box? They send it to your house, and they're like, "This is you now." You just take the shirts out and you put it on your body, and you're like, "This is me. I'm not going to send these back. I'm not going to put these in an envelope and mail them home. I'm now this woman." I get it. You guys can all dress yourselves. I cannot, because I don't have any female friends. Okay, like I don't have a single woman in my life to like take me shopping, because I've realized it's easier to find a man to hook up with than it is to find a lady to hang out with. Because this is the thing, like you go out and you see a man and he makes those eyes and you're like, I know what that means. You go out and you see a lady you want to hang out with. There's no eyes that mean let's do brunch sometime. That's not a thing. Like anytime I try to talk to a woman and like start a friendship, it's sort of like when you go to a dog park and there's a really overly, like there's just a nice husky dog walking through the dog park, very confident, and then a way too overly confident chihuahua going through the husky, and then all of a sudden the chihuahua's on its back with its stick out. Like that's me every time I try to talk to a woman. It's very awkward. It's middle school and no one is dancing with me every single time. All right. It's I want to say this. I think that all of you guys could possibly be the coolest people ever. I'm going to say this for real, because I think that in Marin, what I've noticed is there's like a lot of weird shit that happens here. Okay, I grew up in Sausalito. I grew up in Marin City, and I used to go to a lot of weird celebrations. And one of the things I've noticed is there's sometimes people that aren't as open-minded as you might like. And tonight we're going to have an amazing comedy show for you guys. And I think that we're all very cool, very open-minded Marinites? Is that what we're calling ourselves? Okay. So we're going to hear some crazy stuff. We're going to hear people spill their stories. We're going to hear them come out of the woodwork with some stuff that you might go, oh, that's weird. But then if you think about it, it's fucking cool. And I'm going to say the F word because I'm not supposed to. All right. I'm going to loosen you guys up with it. So are you guys ready for your first comedian of the night? Yeah. Okay. Are you guys going to give her big love and big open-minded energy? Okay, this next comedian is an up-and-comer in the San Francisco scene. She's incredibly funny, and I want you guys to make it loud for Maria Deplutos, everybody.
I'm an asshole. That bit is entitled Irritable Bowel Syndrome with Germophobia and Anxiety. It's an autobiographical bit. I'm a germaphobe because I have an autoimmune disease called idiopathic neutropenia, because of course I have a disease that sounds like idiot, pathetic, neutral penis. Basically, my body can't fight bacteria well, so I get sick a lot. The very first time I was hospitalized, it was a German doctor who saw me, and I had to go under anesthesia. And as he was putting the final shot in that was going to knock me out, he looked me straight in the eyes and said, "This is what Michael Jackson took." And then he died. So a little bit about me. I have a bachelor's degree in theater and a master's degree in social work because I hate money. Someone asked me if I cut my own hair, and I was really offended because I paid someone a lot of money to cut my hair after I tried to cut it myself. This past year, I lost 90 pounds. Because I'm sick. This person came up to me and was like, "Oh my God, Maria, you look so good. You're like almost dateable." So I was like, first of all, Mom, I had the worst date last night. And then I realized it was a prune. My sexual orientation is avoidant. Because every time I think about hooking up with someone, I ask myself, is this going to be worth having to wash my sheets? I haven't washed my sheets in 5 years. It's a shame I don't put myself out there more, though, because I'm really good in bed. I always stay on my side, I don't hog the sheets, and I don't snore. I should put myself out there more because it's like I've always said, practice makes adequate. But it's also like I've always said, don't do today what you can put off until you never have to do it. I wish there was more feedback with dating, so I developed a simple survey. Whenever I date someone, I just send out a quick link, thank you for your service. Tell me how I did on a scale of 1 to 10. Would you recommend me to a friend? What's that friend's phone number? I don't like online dating, mostly because it's a lot of pictures of torsos, mostly. And that just doesn't impress me. Like, the torso is literally the one body part you can't not have. Like, you want to impress me, I want to see some fingers and some toes. Your teeth. If you made it this far in life with all your teeth, I'll be impressed. Yeah. I find the things people say to each other in romantic situations pretty creepy. Like, "I would die for you." Like, that's a bit excessive. Like, can't you just maybe pay half of rent? Or, "You complete me. I'm not going to give you my kidney. You are my world." Are you trying to say I'm fat? Anytime anyone asks me for compromising pictures, I always send them. And then they're like, "What the hell is this? I thought you were white." I'm like, "Well, you didn't say you wanted my pictures." Hers were nicer. It's the internet. Yeah. You know what? Ultimately, I'm just trying to find somebody who can comfort me the way my parents did. Tell me it's all my fault and then yell at me until I cry. When I was a kid, I thought I had erectile dysfunction because those commercials that come on the TV that are like, Do you struggle to perform under pressure? Do you live a life full of longing and regret? Are people constantly disappointed by your inability to rise to the occasion? Then you have erectile dysfunction. Contact your doctor. And I didn't have a doctor I could go to this. My family grew up poor, and I couldn't go to my parents because my family is Greek. We're from the Greek island of who cares? And Greek people don't talk about their feelings. The Greek way to say that hurt my feelings translates roughly to I'm hungry. You know what I don't understand? Why, when people are in a difficult situation, they say that they're stuck in a pickle. If I was stuck in a pickle, I would just eat my way out. I'm an animal lover. Any other animal lovers in here? Yeah. Animals bring me a lot of comfort. My favorite animals are beef and pork. So I've been trying to get more connected with my Greek heritage, so I filed for bankruptcy. I've been working on an impersonation I want to show you guys. This is my impersonation of a pug. That is a pug. Was that racist? I can't tell anymore. Have you guys seen that movie Deliverance? Did you ever realize it's just Homeward Bound with people? A few friends get lost in the woods. They have to figure out how to make it back home. Homeward Bound. Yeah. What about that movie, The King's Speech? You guys seen that? You guys like it? Yeah. I don't like that movie. I don't care for it. I haven't seen it, but I feel like I know what it's about. So you guys tell me if I'm wrong. It's a very wealthy man has a minor problem that he pays somebody to fix. Is that right? Yeah. Did I sum it up? Yeah. See, if I was a rich man, I feel like I can accomplish whatever I wanted. That one's just not as inspirational for me. Okay, how about one more? Shakespeare. You guys Shakespeare fans? Yeah. I don't care much for Shakespeare either. Hear me out on this one. Should I say Shakespeare me out on this one? Yeah, that one was bad, I agree. But, okay, Hamlet I've read many times. You know, I studied theater. And, like, to be or not to be, that is the question? It's not that deep. People have been asking that for a while. I don't know. But also people kept saying Shakespeare was such a genius because he invented his own words. Like, if I could invent my own words, I could make anything rhyme with anything. That's not genius. That's just cheating. Yeah. Oh, so I recently told my mom that I'm a feminist. And she started crying. And she was like, Maria, why? Why don't you like men? I was like, no, Mom, I'm a feminist, not a lesbian. And she was like, what's the difference? So I remember the first time I tried to have the sex talk with my mom. I was like, Mama, what's sex? And she just scowled at me and was like, you know what it is. So I was like, no, I don't, Mom. That's why I'm asking. And she was like, read a book. And then when she finally decided to have the sex talk with me, she approached me and was like, Maria, sex is good. Sex between man and woman, good, normal. Sex between man and man, paranormal. Sex between woman and woman, paranormal. So I was like, okay, Mom, like I think I know what you're trying to say. I don't agree with it, but if that's paranormal, then what would it be called if I dated a Martian who was a man. Gotcha. Oh, man. Let's see. What else can we talk about? You guys want to talk about anything? No? Okay. That's fine. You know, I think I might just end it there then. I'm Maria Deplutos. Thank you very much.
Maria Deplutos, everybody. Keep it going for her. Amazing. Are you guys ready for your next comedian of the evening? She is one of my personal favorites. This woman is all over the Bay Area. She's incredibly funny. She's a great friend of mine, and I want you guys to make it loud for Natalie Fozzie, everybody.
I'm trying to record my set. Hello. You guys, I'm not gonna lie. I just turned 42 years old. Oh, thanks. That makes me feel great. Yeah. Actually, I get a lot of compliments. People are like, you look a lot younger. I mean, yeah, that's a compliment, but I think the only reason why that might be true is because I didn't spend the last 10 years working for self-centered know-it-all bosses, also known as children. Yeah, no regrets. I mean, being a mom's really hard work. Where are my moms? Yeah, you guys, like, power to you. And that's a hard job. That's why, like I said, no regrets. Yeah, it's hard work, but this comedy, this is my baby. Yeah, and you guys get to watch me nurse it. Like the husband that never had that chance. I know what I look like. I look like that lady friend of your husband who he swore he never slept with. It's like, okay, so I believe you. You never slept with Natalie, but did you want to sleep with her? No, because I was too busy lamenting over the wrong men that your husbands warned me about. And it turns out, you guys, that a diet of string cheese and Cosmos is really great for weight loss, but really horrible for attracting baby daddies. Yeah, so don't hate me for being thin. Just judge me for my bad choices. Yeah. My parents immigrated from Egypt. Any other first-generation Americans in the room? Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I grew up here in the Bay Area, and them being from Egypt and me being a Arab American basically makes me falafel stuffed Wonder Bread. And my dad, he was my hero. He was a scientist. He was great with languages. Unfortunately, he got Alzheimer's. But he never lost his way with the ladies. Never. Like even after he forgot my name, he could still say pussy in 3 languages. That was great. I love that word pussy. Anybody here else? Everyone on TV love that word pussy. They can admit it. Maybe you guys won't, but yeah, I love that word pussy. But I have to say that, growing up here was cool. My mom's actually Palestinian. And through marriage, most of my cousins are Jewish. But we knew how to get along. It was simple. We just ignored the topic of religion like a silent fart in a business meeting. It was pretty simple. My parents, they wanted me to marry a nice Egyptian man and have children. And I didn't do that. But to make it up to them and to show that I really care about peace in the Middle East, I did the best thing I possibly could. I dated an Israeli. Yeah. And every time we had sex, and agreed to have sex, I should say, I made him pull out. Let it sink in. Yeah, we couldn't make it. It didn't work. Yeah, he kept rearranging all my furniture. And, they were so stubborn, and arguments just went on and on and on and on. So I'm so single. Ask me how single I am. How single are you? like you. I'm so single that my idea of sex in public is throwing my pelvis against the air jet in the gym jacuzzi. Now, ladies, don't knock it. It's quite reliable. You decide when to turn on the jets, and then they stay on at full power. Yeah, the entire time until you're finished. It's great. It's safe sex and it's satisfying. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. You guys, I'm 44 years old. Oh, see, that's the point. I am 44 years old. Yeah. And aging is hard, isn't it? I mean, you look at your friends, it's really tough. It's like every moment that passes is as gone as your virginity. It's like there are no do-overs. There aren't. I look at my friends and I compare myself and I'm like, oh my God, I've missed every rite of passage that my friends have gone through. And they are just so much more evolved than me. Really. Like I missed marrying the wrong person. How many people did that? Yeah. Yeah, I missed trying to save that marriage with polyamory. Yeah, lawyers call polyamory ethical non-monogamy. I'm trying to help people. Some people don't know it. Ethical non-monogamy, which basically means you or one of you knows that the other one might be sleeping with somebody else. And it pretty much describes maybe the last phase of a lot of marriages. Yeah, and you just choose to ignore the fact that you might think that the other person or you know that someone's out there doing that thing, and you just choose to ignore it like a silent fart in a business meeting. Yeah, that's called ethical non-monogamy. Yeah, knowing it's happening and just turning your head. You guys, I tell myself, though, I try and encourage myself. I say, Natalie, you know, it's okay. You're not that old. You can still win a house in a divorce. I'm not a gold digger. It's just that I've been single for so long. I no longer dream of having a husband. I dream of having an ex-husband. Because if divorce is so bad, why are my divorced friends so much happier than me? They're so happy. I mean, expectations. We all have expectations, right? Yeah, and we also all have assholes. And they have something in common. They just push out poo-poo. And I think divorced people just took the biggest laxative of their lives and have no more poop to give. Where are my divorcees in the house? Just a few. Oh, wait, yeah, see? They all like, okay, yes. And like, some of the ones that are like, I've had 3 of them. Yeah, divorced friends. My divorced friends tell me, you know, it's hard. I watch them. I mean, it's hard to go through divorce. I'm not downplaying it. It is like an extended colon cleanse. But when it's over, all my divorced friends tell me, it's like a new lease on life. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. You're right. You guys are single just like me with all the benefits of being divorced. I mean, you've got great children. You got a beautiful house. And every other weekend to go out and prove to yourself that monogamy is a lie. You know, one thing that comes with age is wisdom, right? That's all wisdom. But vanity is a real thing. It's hard to see yourself get old. I was at the gym and I was wearing my short shorts and I was like, you know, feeling all confident. I got on the leg press machine and that's when I saw it. My first gray pubic hair. I cried my eyes out. I cried my eyes out. I said, oh my God. I already have a head hair lady. Now I have to get a pussy hair lady? I mean, vanity is so expensive. It's so expensive. I fell for this face yoga program, you know, for the wrinkles on your face, where you do exercises with your face. Yeah, and I was in the mirror, and I found myself kind of, look. And I thought, Natalie, this is ridiculous. You look like a panting dog who just had a stroke. Just do the Botox. Just go for the Botox. And here I am online, and I'm shopping for Botox on Groupon. On Groupon, you guys. We're buying cosmetic procedures on Groupon. That's like walking into the dollar store to buy condoms. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. Remember, I said there are no do-overs in life? Yeah, that's how some of us have parents we don't want. Yeah, so it's not a good idea. It isn't. I find it hard to see myself get older. I think all of us do. It's hard to see yourself get old. It's hard to see. Yeah, like one day over 40, you see perfectly well. And the very next day out of nowhere, it hits you. And you're asking a random stranger to help you read your RX bottle of Xanax. And it's not until that child's mother says to you, "Get your own reading glasses," until you realize your days of reading a bar menu are over. It's like, I'll have what he's having, right? Like now, I go to a bar and I pull out my readers, and I look like a confused cougar librarian in a push-up bra. Yeah. You know, it's not a coincidence that our beauty and our vision decline at the same time. That's not a coincidence. Declining vision is a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift. It's Mother Nature was looking after us. Declining vision is the original Instagram filter. It's how old people, sorry to those of you there, can still fuck old people. Right? They can't see each other. They can't see each other. That's why it's still great. Mother Nature didn't invent mirrors. Mirrors are a man-made invention. Mother Nature, she invented lakes. Yeah. So you could see yourself in low res. She wants you to love your wrinkles like a mom loves her C-section line. Yeah. Mirrors, I mean, she didn't, like I said, those are the Al-Qaeda of self-love. That's what mirrors are. You know, love yourself the way Mother Nature intended. Only use mirrors at your own risk. Mother Nature's protecting us. That's why I know there's a man out there without a full-length mirror. His jets still work at full power. Yeah, and that's how I know I can still win a house in a divorce. Or maybe death, but judging by that. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm 46 years old. I am 46 years old. Thank you, everybody. I'm Natalie Fozzie.
Keep it going for Natalie Fozzie, everybody. I know. I feel like I could give her one of my kids. I could just hand one over. Someone asked me recently, they're like, "Are you going to have another child?" And I was like, "I don't know if I am." They're like, "Well, if you do, we'll take it from you." And I was like, "Ooh, I never thought about that." That makes it so simple. You know, like you go to Safeway and you just see a box of kittens on the corner. I could do that. You know, I could just have it and leave it in a box for somebody. But I think it might get controversial, you know, because people are always saying, don't buy from a breeder. You know, you have to adopt. It could be a problem. You know, I don't really know what to do. I think it's interesting because honestly, like I don't use birth control partially because I feel like a fetus is God's IUD. You know, like once you're pregnant, you can't get pregnant. It's science. You just let it ride, ladies. Do you guys have kids here, Marin? No, he's like, absolutely not. Did you get a vasectomy? Are you the vasectomy guy? I knew it, everybody. Look at, he's the confident stride of a man with no sperm in his body. You know, I keep trying to get my partner to get a vasectomy, and he's like, I'll lose my essence. And I was like, yes, exactly. I always feel suspicious if a man doesn't want to get a vasectomy after he's had 4 kids, you know? I'm like, are you trying to start a secret family I don't know about? Like, what do you need those for? So you had a vasectomy. What prompted it? Do you have kids? No?
Enough kids.
You have enough. How many do you have?
2.
Oh, you're a quitter. You're a coward. 2 kids, Marin. I guess that's a lot here. You can only fit so many in the Prius, right? That's how that works? Often I come down here and I'll see you guys have a big marquee in town, and I love to read it. And one day the big news, the big show in town was there was a PTA meeting at the Montessori school, and I thought, wow, the action here. It's really amazing. I like to stroll around. I went and I got a croissant from a store that sells croissants, ice cream, and Persian rugs. I didn't know that that was a thing there. I think that you can hold up any kind of economy here. Are you guys going to buy the Persian rugs in town? Are you the ones supporting it? No? Are you supporting the fancy pet food store? Is that you guys? Okay. See, I feel kind of conflicted about people with the fur children. You guys have the fur babies. That's a thing? Oh yeah, many fur babies here. See, I feel like every time I hear about the fur babies, it's on the news, and some woman is just sitting there, and she's like, and then I realized I felt a paw on my leg, and I woke up, and little Bits had just been scratching at my ankle, and the whole house was on fire. And well, me and Bits got out of there, and she saved my life. That dog doesn't have hands. It needed you to get it out of the building. That dog doesn't give a shit about you, okay? It had to save itself, lady. You have terrible boundaries with people. Maybe if you got some, you wouldn't have only dogs in your house, all right? Maybe you should understand that. I just don't believe it. See, because I have the skin babies at home. I don't have the fur babies. I've got only the non-fur ones. I think it's interesting. I always think about that with my kids growing up because, like I said, I don't have a lot of hope for the future. I never know what to teach them because I know the SATs are very important. The STAR testing is very important. I think I'm just going to have to teach them how to kill a man with their bare hands. I'm not sure. We were in the yard recently because, like I said earlier, we have chickens and kale and rabbits, and there was a rabbit in the yard, and we were walking down the trail, and my oldest is 4 years old. She's very cute. It was very picturesque, and we rounded the corner, and just on the trail in front of us, there was a dead rabbit. Just right there. And I thought, okay, this is a real teachable moment, you guys. Buckle up. Here's the thing. This dead rabbit is where meat comes from. And my son was taking notes, and he was like, oh, I understand, Mom. This rabbit is meat. That means that the people have meat, right? I was like, no. We don't eat the people meat, son. We try to avoid that. That's not a thing we like to snack on. But you're going to be fine in a few years when things go to hell, buddy. You're going to be just fine. And I was like, here's the second thing. Guys, buckle up and listen to this, kids, because, there's this guy named God, and we don't know if he exists or not, but one thing's for sure, if he does exist, he definitely killed your rabbit. He's definitely responsible for that. Are you guys ready for your final comedian of the evening? Yeah, on that note, oh yeah. This next lady is very funny. She's a good friend of mine. I want you guys to make it loud for Sue Alfieri, everybody.
Hello, and thank you. Welcome to Marin Closed Circuit TV. I know you had dreamed about this. Everybody's dreamed about being an audience member of Closed Circuit TV, and now it's your chance. Yeah. This is so wonderful. 2 years ago, I was doing it's hard for me to talk about. I was doing some soul searching, and I was already vegan, and my son went to private school. So I was like, how can I be more douchey? So my friend said, well, you should move to Marin. So, yeah. So here I am. We live in a little enclave called Terra Linda. You might have heard of it. I just know a little bit of Spanish, but I think it means land of white people. I'm pretty sure. It's so funny because the gas station on the corner by us, on Freitas, there's three kinds of gas: super, unleaded, and pumpkin spice. It's true. And it's so quiet in our neighborhood, almost a little bit too quiet. So we have to put on, in order to sleep at night, we have to put on white noise. You guys know what white noise is, right? It's like, shh, your kid going to piano after this? Shh. You shop the Nordstrom half yearly sale? Sailing, take me away. That's white noise. And we live on the street where, it's relatively quiet, but people walk back and forth in front of our house, once, sometimes even twice a day, walking their dogs. I don't know how many times these things need to go out, And sometimes they wave at us. And one guy was like, nice succulents. And I was like, thanks, my husband only thinks they're okay. But yeah, I found out later they were talking about actual succulent plants. So now I know. But we still got an alarm system. I don't trust anybody. But it's so strange because I'm from New Jersey originally. So moving to Marin from New Jersey was a little bit of a culture shock. Composting in New Jersey is what you do with dead bodies. So I didn't realize this was the other. And even parenting in Marin is also a little bit different. Like my daughter's on the swim team, and the parents on the swim team are like, "Oh, sweetie, visualize yourself getting to the end of the pool. Just picture that you won first place." And we sat our daughter down and we were like, "Hey, second place is the first loser. Okay? Now go." So she did well. Because we, really pushed it in her. But her teacher also sent us an email the other day, and they were like, did your daughter leave her Gambino family coloring book in the mindfulness area? And we were like, I don't even know what that is, And then they said, well, could you also talk to her about her tattling? Make sure she doesn't, she's talking about other kids. She's tattling. We were like, oh, gotta, nip this in the bud. So we sat her down and we said, sweetie, snitches get stitches, okay? Don't be a rat. It's on page 2. If you didn't lose, you'd know if you saw it, but you lost your Gambino family coloring book. It was right there. So that's fun. Yes, that's how we do it in Jersey. I recently got LASIK eye surgery, and now I can see that I should have gotten a boob job. Like 2 kids. And some people say, oh, you should stop nursing when, your kid asks for, or, when he starts saying like milk. I stopped nursing when my son could pour his own milk. I'd nurse him while my husband was holding him across the room. So now swimming, I could just, who needs those noodle things? I can just toss them around. I can make balloon animals out of them. That's kind of fun. Or just tuck them into my pants, just belt that sucker up. And so, yeah, I don't know what they did to them. They owe me a new pair, I think. So, but yeah, also, speaking of stellar parenting, my mom is coming to visit from Florida. And a lot of people think that Florida is where New Yorkers go to die, but it's actually where they go to get STDs now. My mom is on a dating website. It's sort of like an upscale sort of Tinder for her age group. It's called Silver Polish. My brother and I wrote her bio for her dating website, and we were like, Carol loves long walks on the beach, complaining, Facebook, and getting to the airport 3 hours early. That's my mom. So, so when she was out visiting, she was just falling asleep on everywhere, on all the furniture, just I felt like it was Weekend at Bernice's. So I was sort of she's at the age where I'm like, is she sleeping or am I about to get my son's college paid for? I'm like, honey, get me the mirror. We gotta look under our nose. But, but yes, she loves Facebook, which I feel like Facebook's demographic is really changing, and she gets her news from Facebook. She likes to sit on the couch at our house and just tell us what's going on with all of her friends, and she'll be like, "Oh, Susan, did you hear that did you see here? Linda's daughter is dating a woman. Do you think it was all the sports?" And I was like, yeah, Mom, every time I pick up a tennis racket, I'm like, I want to leave my husband for Billie Jean King or something. She doesn't get it all the time. But my daughter, who's 8, she's like my mom reincarnated. If my mom's dead to me, but no. Yeah, my daughter's just like my mom, except for she's more supportive of my husband, and she has more hope. But the other day, as a matter of fact, I came out of my bedroom, and my daughter's like, "You're going out like that? No mascara, nothing?" And she's like, you could use a little lift. These things are just hanging. And I was like, sweetie, you didn't mind when I threw one out to you in the pool the other day. You're drowning. So, I don't know. We have 2 kids, and one of them was planned, not the first one. We basically had the second kid to keep the first kid occupied, Takes some of the pressure off of us. We didn't have to play with her as much. But I went back to work, shortly after she was born, and some people were like real haters about that, And they were like, how could you let someone else raise your kid? And I was like, how could you not? Like, these people are fully trained to raise your kids. They take classes and get certified to raise your kid. Like, I took classes in marketing. So I can sell my kid, and that's about it. And the ROI on these kids, low. So, but I guess we'll keep them around. But I've been married to my husband about 11 years. So I think that marriage, marriage certificates should have an expiration date. And then like a car, you can decide if you want to renew after like 10,000 miles or whatever. But, my husband's a chef. Like, I'm not stupid. Girls got to eat, right? So, marry a chef and you're good to go for a long time. Good sustenance there. But so I married a chef, and I did cook for him one time, and I worked really hard on it, and he took one bite and he was like, "This really stinks." He's like, "I think I got it from here, babe." And I felt so like mission accomplished, Like, now I don't have to do that anymore. So I decided to take it in other areas of our life, like vacuuming. I would just sort of miss like entire rooms, Or like doing the dishwasher. I'd put the dishes in like all sorts of ways. The glasses are collecting water, and he's like, "Oh, now I have to do this." I was like, "Yeah." Yeah. In the bedroom, blowjobs. I'd be like, "Oh, can't do that." So I'm out of it. I'm out of all of that. But I did, we were sort of talking about like our fantasies, and I'm like, "Oh, what do you want here tonight?" And he's like, "Do you want to know what I want?" And I was like, "Yeah, tell me what you would really like. Tell me." And he was like, "Okay, listen. If you would just clean up all the shit on your side of the bed. All the Amazon boxes." So I'm like, "Oh, we're playing French maid, okay." But yeah, it's good. 11 years, you gotta sort of spice it up. So we actually moved onto the Halloween street unknowingly in our town. Like, those people that go all out for Halloween, like husband and wives that dress up like peanut butter and jelly or something like that. Like, we are not those people. So, but we not only live on the Halloween street where they're expecting 1,500 people, but we live in like the ringleader's house. They had animatronic zombies on the front lawn. They had the guy dressed up like It, the clown from It. So, they were just like all in. The guy was a graphic designer. And also on the front lawn, he played The Nightmare Before Christmas. So you can imagine the neighborhood's surprise when the scariest thing that they saw last year was a middle-aged man in boxer shorts, like handing out toothbrushes. Yes. So, yeah, and then also there were caskets in our garage, and I didn't realize that they were decorations. I just thought that they were like people, you know, I'm Italian, I didn't ask questions. Yes. So, am I the only New Jersey person here tonight? Woohoo! Where are you from?
Many places.
Oh, yes, I'm from Wayne Land. Love it. And then are you guys all from Marin County kind of area? Mm-hmm. Oh, you said you're not. Where are you from? Oh, you meant, yes. Anyone not? You said you were not from Marin County?
I am from Marin.
Oh, okay, yes. Marin.
New York City.
Oh, nice.
Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, that's pretty far. Oh. Oh, yes, that's right. I've seen you here before. Oh, yeah. San Francisco. Love it. You know, San Francisco is the only place where if you live in a van, you're not considered homeless. You're considered a minimalist. Yep. And I had a friend that lives in a comedy friend, actually, that lives in a van. None of you seem surprised by that. And he said that he said, I have everything I need here in the van. And I said, well, you don't have a bathroom. And then I remembered that San Francisco is so equal opportunity that people and pets can, you know, pee on the ground. Mm-hmm. And, you know, San Francisco, for being such a city that's open with its sexuality, people are going back in the closet to save money on rent. We did it. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, and it had crown molding, and it had like a huge dining room and a walk-in closet that then became my daughter's bedroom. Yes, it had everything that a single couple could want, other than the 2 kids. So, yes, my husband and I moved into the dining room, and nothing says like, let's get busy tonight, like a chandelier over your bed and like a refrigerator within arm's length. So yes, then now we have moved to Marin County, and yeah, it's a really special place to be. Women are so, they eat organic, they, you know, eat perfectly, all into natural, yet nobody's afraid to get some Botox. That's where it's a little crazy. So I had to have the talk with my daughter. I feel like it's happening earlier and earlier these days, you know? So I got down on her level, and I was like, sweetie, if you want to stay in the Bay Area, I'm going to need to see your business plan. It's true. So she's doing great, though. She's working on an operating system for her American Girl doll. And you know, everything is going great except for my the little guy. He's like, hey, can I get some milk, and can you wipe my butt? And I'm talking about my husband. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for being a great audience.
Keep it going for Sue Alfieri, everybody. Yes. I like that. I like the honesty about the Botox. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've never said this before, but I got Botox for the first time recently because I'm almost 30. Are you guys into the Botox? Is that a thing, Marin? Everyone's like, no, yes. Come on. There's got to be someone that's into the Botox here. Everybody looks way too beautiful to be like, no, it's not us. I found out recently, though, that the thing about Botox that they don't tell you is apparently it helps you with your depression. Did you guys know that? I don't believe it. I just think you can't frown anymore. Everyone's like, you seem much happier. You're like, I'm dying on the inside. I look great, but I'm not going to make it, you guys. Did you guys have a great time tonight? Yes. I know. We had some fantastic. I know. And give it up for yourselves for finding this place, first of all, and for coming out and being a great audience tonight. We had some wonderful ladies for you guys. So what we're going to do this time around, it is a free show, but we're going to stick this weird, awkward popcorn bucket out on the table outside. And if you guys feel it in your hearts to donate a couple bucks so people can go home with gas money, that's great. And I want you guys to know we have another one of these coming up on December the 9th, I believe. So keep a lookout. Bring your friends. Put it on Nextdoor. All right? Tweet about the weird neighbor's dog and be like, come out to this comedy show. Okay, be like, change your fence, Bernice, and come to this comedy show. Put it on Nextdoor. We'll see you guys next month. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out.